Hello everyone, Trezor for the win here. Gonna do another adaptation review. This time I'm gonna look at The Dark Knight Returns, and we got my friend here, Feet,
Yeah.
and that's him.
Player 2 returns.
So yeah, we both. This is gonna. It's always gonna be major spoiler talking about both the graphic novel and the movie. So if you haven't read or seen either of those, go do that and come back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna do it on the full thing, the deluxe edition, where it's just one movie, and so that it's one video.
Oh.
Might be a little longer, but I don't feel like doing two parts because now it is one movie, so we can
I
call it
haven't
that.
seen the deluxe edition.
Oh well, it's just two movies put together. So
Oh, does it just kind of like continue?
yeah, instead of ending at the halfway point, it just keeps going. So yeah, it's very well done because it is animation, so they can just basically animate the comic book, and
yeah.
for the most part, it's basically exactly the same.
Exactly the same, actually.
It's really it's really great. It's definitely worth checking out if you're too lazy to read the graphic novel.
Zack Snyder, shot for shot, word for word.
Yeah, a lot of the dialogue's the exact same.
I mean,
a lot of the shots are the same.
to Watchmen.
Yeah, and yeah, Zack Snyder does that really well, and so does a lot of the DC animated stuff. All the DC animation is really, really well done, and this is definitely one of them that's basically, just the animated version of the comic book. So I'm going to talk a little bit of different story aspects. So, very beginning, it starts out, Bruce is driving in like NASCAR or something, and he's doing
a ridiculous billionaire thing.
Yeah, doing stupid billionaire playboy type thing. And that the only reason I'm mentioning this is this scene isn't in the comic book, and
yeah, it is.
It is?
Yeah, I reread it. Well, I read the comic book, and I remember he actually is, like, drag racing at the beginning.
Well, never mind then. Good job, movie. I missed that somehow. So, yeah.
Like, it really is not that important.
Okay, yeah. That's probably why I forgot about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the first part is basically exactly the same thing, because that's the only thing I could think of that wasn't in the comic. So, never mind. But, there is also, the other thing I wanted to mention is the comic book has a lot of Bruce or Batman narrating.
Oh yeah,
his thoughts and
in
stuff.
In a movie, you can't really do that.
Yeah, they don't really have that as much. There's a few lines that they just make him say, which I think works fine.
Oh yeah.
A lot of the time, it's like you know what he was thinking if you were reading the graphic novel, and you can kind of tell if you've read that and then you see the movie. But like,
it doesn't mean like important information is left out, like in the Hunger Games, like. Just,
it's not like
off topic, but similar topic because
I'm gonna do that soon.
But just like there's a lot of parts in the book where she's narrating and like it's like, oh yeah, this is this from the book, but the audience doesn't know that because they haven't read the book. It's the kind of thing you think. But the Dark Knight Returns does it very well, and it's not like there's any information left out because I saw the movie first.
Yeah, because in the movie they take every part that's like important, they'll put into like dialogue.
Oh yeah.
So that works fine, and So basically, the first half is pretty much exactly the same. So definitely check it out.
What's scary about like the book and the movie? From the time it was written, Two-Face's plot is he's going to do a terrorist attack on the Gotham Trade Centers.
Yeah, he literally is attacking the Gotham Twin Towers, and it's supposed to be like the
9/11,
and it's basically 9/11 because he's doing a terrorist attack. But it was written in the 80s, like almost 20 years before 9/11 actually happened.
Yeah,
so
maybe some terrorists picked up that book and said,
"Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. We should use that." Like,
I'm gonna steal that.
It makes perfect sense for Two-Face's character and stuff too. It's
kind of two towers.
It's almost kind of crazy that there's like 9/11 imagery before 9/11 happened.
There's two towers and these Two-Face.
It's the two towers.
Yeah. See.
Yeah. So into the second half, the second part.
I really like the second part.
Yeah, obviously
book and movie
much more exciting because you got the Joker, you got Superman, all that great stuff. But there's a few things that
greatest enemy and his best friend.
There's a few things that are noticeably different in the movie version, and that's basically just the action scenes. They're done better.
Oh yeah,
no, not to say the art and everything in the comic book is not good. It's fantastic, but like
in a movie
in a movie
works
format,
a lot better if you extend the action sequences.
Yeah, the action. Some of them are stretched out. Some of them are just more actiony, more cinematic. Just different different shots and things.
Oh yeah.
You see a lot more of what's happening. Like in the one scene where everything's like after the power goes out everywhere, the magnetic pulse and stuff. Electromagnetic pulse or whatever, and anyways, the power's all out. Everyone's like freaking out.
Nuclear missile, like this is a great setup because doesn't the Joker cause World War III?
The Joker?
Or is it two? No, I know somebody causes Or
it's just like the Cold War if it happened.
Oh yeah, right.
Because they thought that.
Anyways, like World War III they thought that was going to happen. Like a nuclear missile.
Yeah, so nuclear missiles coming from Russia to America blows up in space because Superman stops it and then has an electromagnetic pulse, basically takes out the power of the entire country and basically everything's going to shit. And in the comic book, it's really confusing because one panel will be what Batman's doing, the next panel will be Superman, the next panel will be Gordon, the next panel will be just people flipping out.
And then there's like the president and like his
that'll show like the president.
Like, we're screwed.
It just cuts all over the place.
Yeah, but the movie made it feel
which is kind of confusing. But the way I think it's like the way the movie they basically just show it's like. It's not like each shot is a different scene. It's like there's a few shots of this, then they'll do a few shots of what Gordon's doing, and basically you could just tell what's happening with every character, and like a lot easier.
Just calm down. Just take it one at a time.
Yeah,
to tackle everything at once.
Like I kind of get the idea in the comic book where it's like everything's going crazy, so you can't even like concentrate on one thing at once, and that's kind of the feeling I get. I think Frank Miller was trying to do. That's my guess, anyways. But I think it works really well just because you could tell what's happening. Because when I'm reading the comic book, I'm like, what is going on?
Is Superman in Gotham now?
Mm-hmm. Oh, another thing in that scene, they make like all the mutants that just broke out of prison. They basically just fight all the regular people, and it's like a war almost. But
but it's a pretty. There's just
riots. Like I always thought of it as more of like huge riot. Everyone, every man for himself. No, like one person. There's no like two sides or one side. It's just like everyone's just flipping out. And it does kind of look like that actually after they start fighting. You can't really tell what's happening, but it shows like there's two sides and they like conflict. But in the comic, it's more like it's like this. You can't. So.
Yeah, except imagine my hands are there too.
Yeah, exactly. You can't really tell what's happening, but it's kind of crazy and stuff. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, then there's the big fight at the end with Superman, which I think they did really, really well.
Oh yeah, they may have they extended it and like changed like 2 lines of dialogue, but like aside from that, no.
What?
No, they like he's like always like remember my hand at your throat.
Okay, yeah.
That was like one of the lines. It's like just whatever. It was.
They basically did it the same. Like most of the lines, there's a few lines that are almost exactly the same.
Isn't this a school night, young lady?
Yeah, that was so great.
Yeah.
Like Superman finds Robin in the Batmobile.
The Bat tank.
The Batmobile.
It's a tank. It's more like a tank than the Tumbler
I know.
is.
It's pretty funny.
Tank.
It is legitimately a tank, but it's still called the Batmobile.
It's called the Bat tank.
Okay, whatever. So Robin's in the thing, and Superman's only concern is, isn't this a school night?
It's like that. He doesn't care that Batman is that he's got little girls working for him, risking their lives to take down a patriot or something. I don't know. He's just.
Yeah, that fight is so great because it's Superman versus Batman, and Batman is like. He actually mentions that he's holding back in the thing, but like he's going almost all out. He gets a lot of help from different people. So, but there's definitely a few moments where it's like he could have just killed Superman, probably.
Oh yeah, no, but that wasn't his plan. It was
and Superman didn't really want to kill Batman. It wasn't like they're both going all out or anything. It's a very realistic kind of fight, like what would happen. Like because they're both like still being completely their characters. It's not like deathmatch where it's like, oh, Superman's gonna go to the sun and just explode the Earth.
Death battle.
Yeah, that's a death battle.
He's gonna go into the sun and then like explode the Earth and make everyone unsubscribe.
and make all their Goku fans.
Yeah. So it's like
there's no way
10. It's like let's just 5 million subscribers, 2.5 million subscribers.
There's no way they could satisfy everyone with that.
I know. Either way, it would have been 2.5 million subscribers. Yeah, but anyways.
Okay, so yeah, but one thing they did, I think that's slightly different, is one of the things they do is Batman's huge power suit that they gave him, they make it, oh yeah, look, he has super strength with this, so in the comic it's not really as clear. Like it's not straight out, oh yeah, he has super strength because he has the suit on. It's like, he has the suit, and now he's able to not get killed.
It wasn't very clear, so the director was
like the directors and the writers and stuff were like, well, let's just give him super strength because then we have a way cooler fight.
Show him like picking up the bat tank a couple times, just like bench pressing it.
And it looks really cool.
Yeah, it's like like that kind of like machinery kind of thing when it's.
And that makes the fight way more interesting because they're like throwing giant cars at each other and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But overall, it's really, really well done.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk a little bit about the voice actors. All the voice actors do a really good job. My only problem is that it's not like Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill and all that.
It's this guy that talks like this.
Yeah. I can't remember. I don't remember any of their names.
Yeah.
They're good. It's just I'd prefer the ones that everyone knows and loves.
Oh yeah, but I think my take on that is that like I liked all the voice actors for this, but it feels like almost like its own story.
Yeah, true.
So if you take the actors from the animated series, it's like, wait, is this like the same Batman from the animated series?
That's a good point because The Dark Knight Returns is supposed to be one of those stories that is like an alternate universe kind of thing. And so I think that's a very fair point. I didn't even consider that, but you can basically say, this is a different story, so we're gonna have different actors, which makes perfect sense. Yeah. And like the music is
quiet.
Yeah.
I'm Batman.
I was.
Yeah.
Okay. The music. The music's good. The music's fine, but again, it's not like the Danny Elfman theme or the Batman the Animated Series theme or even the Hans Zimmer theme.
Or the John Williams theme.
It's not. John Williams never did. That's Superman.
No.
That would have been great. Now that I think about it, like, you know the opening where it shows Superman?
Yeah.
And it shows like the S? And it's just like, it just does that. And then instead of like, you know how it builds up and then da 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 da, but right before that it just like stops and does like and then starts the movie. That would have been amazing, but obviously you'd have to get like.
It would be great if before the Superman destroys the nuclear missile, it's like da 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 da.
But music was fine for what it was.
Oh, yeah.
It's really quiet for some reason. You can almost never hear the music, which kind of sucks because it's good. I'd like to be able to hear the music. Like, turn it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. But oh, Conan O'Brien.
Guest stars in this. He
so
plays an orange-haired TV show host.
Yeah, the TV show host of the comic is just some generic guy, and I love that they actually got Conan O'Brien to be the guy.
So today we have Joker and Jersey Shore.
Yeah, it's like it's so
I
great to
wonder
hear.
what Charlie Sheen's up to now.
Like, I don't know. It's just like such a great thing to have Conan O'Brien, to have the Joker on his show and then get killed by the Joker. It's great. So I definitely enjoyed that.
There's one minor change that I actually didn't care that much about. Okay, so he actually. I like the part when he takes the mug and he's like, can I keep this mug?
Yeah.
And it's like, sure. And he smashes on the table, slits his psychiatrist's throat.
Like,
That doesn't happen in the graphic novel.
Yeah, I know. There's a few things that they do with the Joker,
cool, I didn't care.
Where it's like, oh, that's really like dark kill and like, Joker's like an asshole. and stuff like that. And oh yeah, his little robot things that like fly and stuff. The little dolls. Those were like confusing as hell in the comic. I'm like, what the hell are these things? But in the movie, they're like they're robots. So okay, that's an explanation. There was almost none in the in the graphic novel, so I just like confused as to what the hell it was. So yeah, in the movie they just kind of clear up some things, which is totally fine for the movie version.
It's a very good adaptation, and it's a very good story on its own.
Yeah, so definitely check it out if you haven't seen it.
Because the book was already really good, and they just did the book, so it's like so it's really good. It's really good. That's how you're supposed to do movie book things. Let this be a lesson to you, writers of The Walking Dead.
All right. Thanks for watching. Comment what other movies, adaptations you want me to talk about next. I'm probably going to do a few more graphic novels because those are easier to get through, and so I've read a lot more of them. And yeah, peace out.